a former star, in an effort to make a large sum of money before retiring, came up with a plan to fake his own death and collect funeral gifts. On the day of the funeral, all of his family, friends, and major celebrities attended. There were hundreds of tables set up for the banquet. Though the costs were significant, the returns were absurdly high. A rough estimate suggests that the gifts alone might have reached millions. During the funeral, movies that Jack had starred in were shown on the big screen, which further deepened the somber atmosphere. Meanwhile, Jack was much more comfortable, lying in his coffin under the starry ceiling. He watched the live broadcast of his own funeral. He was completely at ease. The plan was going smoothly. As night fell, the guests began to leave. Once the area was quiet, Jack immediately called his agent, the only person in the know. The agent's task was simple: to dig Jack up under the cover of night, take the money, and leave. However, an unexpected event occurred on the way. At that moment, Jack was completely stunned. The agent, the only one who knew about the plan, had suffered severe injuries and would be in the hospital for at least 3 months. By then, Jack might truly remain dead. Terrified by this, Jack scrambled through his contacts, trying to reach his friends, hoping for a way out. But everyone had just attended his funeral earlier that day. No matter who he called or what he said, no one believed him. The more timid ones thought it was a scam and immediately hung up. The bolder ones just yelled at him. In desperation, Jack finally called his female assistant, who had a soft spot for him. At first, the assistant, like everyone else, thought it was a scam until Jack sent her a video call. Only then did she believe it was really him. Luckily, the assistant was mentally strong. After a brief moment of shock, she began to speak with Jack normally. To convince her, Jack explained the entire plan of how he faked his death to collect funeral gifts. However, the assistant didn't seem to mind. Instead, she was happy to know that Jack was alive. She immediately said she would come to get him. Her words rekindled Jack's hope. But just as Jack waited for her, he received the news that she had been taken to a mental hospital. It turned out that someone had seen her while she was digging up the grave.